Hi, and welcome to Pursuit of Tomorrow. Howard Thurman said, don't ask what the world needs, ask what makes you come alive and go do it. Because what the world needs is people who have come alive. Now, in the spirit of that, I've decided to invite anyone and everyone onto this platform here to help discuss the idea and how we can actively pursue tomorrow as opposed to just kind of passively receiving it. Now, before we get started, I just want to say any support to the channel would mean so much to me. So like, comment and subscribe, and without any more to say, let's get right into the episode. So guys, welcome back to Pursuit of Tomorrow. I've got Stan with me here today. Welcome Stan, thank you for being in. And as you can see, we're doing something a little bit different. So Stan is actually the youngest person I've had on the show so far, so he's 14. And with Pursuit of Tomorrow, obviously the idea is to encourage anyone and everyone to tell their story. But usually, the guests I have are obviously a little bit older, so I think they're a bit further into writing their story. But that's not to say that Stan here doesn't have a story on his own. But we don't have to focus on the Pursuit of Tomorrow just yet, because I like to take a quick introspective look into yesterday. So I actually asked if you could bring any kind of artifacts that's got a personal meaning to you.
Got my board.
Board?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Tell me about your board.
It means a lot to me because I spend a lot of time on every day for hours on end, more or less.
Hours on end. Where did it start?
I used to scoot at my local skate park, and then a couple of people convinced me to get into it. And I haven't really gone back, to be fair. It's been just under a year now.
Okay. So what is it about skateboarding that you enjoy?
I like being on the move, and I like the community about it. The community is really good.
Right, okay.
Yeah. Something I'm not good at, but okay at, and I like people being able to see that sometimes.
That's cool. So is it something you want to continue kind of like playing around with?
Yeah, definitely. I don't want to go pro or anything, but I like the idea of carrying on playing around with it.
Okay, I see you. So we're gonna move into something a little more, but it might actually tie back into the skateboard.
Yeah.
So are there any books, films, songs that bring about a similar feeling that skateboard brings you, that idea of community, fun, interest?
It's not got anything to do with skating, but probably A Sky Full of Stars by Coldplay.
Okay.
It's got nothing to do with skating, but that's my nan's favourite song.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
and I remember listening to that on planes and stuff.
Right.
And during skating, and I like the feeling. It's similar.
Okay. So I want you to paint a picture for me. He says by Coldplay, yeah?
Yep.
So you listen to Coldplay, you're skating through the city.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
Pretty good, not thinking about anything, just skating. That's what I like about skating, you can't think about anything.
Yeah, it's just like a safe space for
Yeah,
you.
definitely. Mind's clear.
I respect that, I like that. So, is that something you say that you value about everyday life, just being able to take
definitely.
that time and have that space for yourself?
Some people use that in meditation, but
right.
skating, my mind's completely blank, I'm not thinking about anything.
Oh, of course, it's meditative for you.
Yeah.
Nice, okay.
Yeah.
Has there been any other experience that even comes close to giving you that meditative state?
Not meditative, no. Nothing really like that. I used to get over that. I could never get my mind blank, but it's quite easy to when I skate.
That's cool. So even when you were scooting, was it
No,
kind of
nothing like that.
nothing like that? Okay.
Oh, I hated myself when I did that.
For real?
Yeah, it's the most boring stuff ever.
But hey, it was a nice segue into skateboarding, so
Yeah, true.
it definitely served its purpose.
Worth it.
Purpose through time. So you also said, so this song was is your nan's
It's
favourite?
my nan's favourite, yeah.
Yeah, so, you know, is that something that she introduced you to?
I listened to like Coldplay before when I was like pretty young, and then found out that she was into it, and I like used to listen to it on planes flying back with my parents, and I miss my nan and stuff.
Oh,
So like
cool.
that's kind of like a clear mindset as well.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you if there is any specific experience that you remember that helped form some of your interests, whether it be skateboarding or anything else in life.
Well, it's been pretty recently, like kind of right now,
Okay.
like not being here but doing this walkabout thing. I
Right.
don't know if you've been told about that.
Briefly, but
Yeah.
let the people on YouTube know. Let the people on whatever
So,
platform this may be. Let them
My
know. about
mum
this.
has basically sent me around England, staying with her friends and family, on my own, on trains, skating around and stuff. So I've been to London, Brighton, here, and Poole, and then I'm going back home after this.
Okay.
So that's been a really good experience, like getting around and stuff.
Yeah, that's nice because, like I said, though, with this platform here, usually it's about people who have already had these experiences and they're kind of already finding their interests or they found their interests. But what about this walkabout is helping to form you as an individual?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I'm bad around other people, and this is kind of getting me used to it. And I like traveling a lot, and we don't have trains where I'm from, so
Right.
it's good to get used to that as well.
So is skateboarding also your main mode of transportation?
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. So you're walking about. I actually want to ask you a question that's a little off the script. You know,
Right.
what experience have you had so far? Just obviously, you know, there's more experiences to be had that has just kind of already stuck with you. Like you feel yourself thinking about that moment or that experience. You're gonna hold on to it for a little bit longer than the rest.
That's a good question. Let me think. Probably, and it's a cringy answer, but meeting my girlfriend.
Okay.
Yeah, because that was pretty big for me,
Hmm.
and like I think about that moment a lot. But yeah, and that was quite reflective.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. So young love, man.
Yeah, okay.
So this is personal, so you don't have to answer this, but
Right.
I'm definitely throwing this one out here, alright?
Okay.
So if you don't answer it here, you're about to answer it for yourself, you know.
Okay.
Would you say there are things that you're finding out about yourself whilst in a relationship?
Oh, definitely. Like, yeah, it's developing me a lot being with her as well, which is what's good about it for me.
Ah, we love to hear it, and I'm sure she'll love to hear that too.
Yeah.
You know, so that actually leads me quite nicely on to the next question.
Mhm.
What would you say inspires you to be better?
Probably like I have quite a big need in myself to like keep on seeing new things and do new things and like always be on the move. And I feel like that kind of in itself inspires me to like get better at things.
Nice, yeah. So with everything you kind of touch base on, what do you think about how it may impact you and how you can better
Yeah, like
yourself?
what can come from that. I like the idea of that.
I like that approach to growth. I think there are a lot of people, even my age, who, when they find themselves in new spaces, they feel kind of lost in them.
Yeah.
And it's always the problem, never the opportunity for a solution. So it's nice to know that you're so young, but you've also got that mindset where it's like, you know, how can I grow in this space?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, that goes back to like the whole walkabout thing of being here and doing this.
Of course, yeah.
So I think that's the idea behind it.
So is that an idea that just your mum came up with?
I think she read about it in a book somewhere.
Oh, okay, okay. But it just so happens that already kind of falls into how you like to experience the world anyway.
Oh, definitely.
Nice. Cool, so that was, like I said, you know, the quick look into yesterday, but now we will get into the pursuit of tomorrow.
Right.
So it kind of revolves around this one quote by Howard Thurman, right? don't ask what the world needs. Ask what makes you come alive and go do it. Because what the world needs is people who have come alive. Alright? So, to briefly expand that, there's a lot of people who kind of fulfill certain roles, either where they are or just within life in general, and they do it because they think that's what they're supposed to do. Right? Whereas what they're supposed to do is what they love.
Yeah.
And when they're doing what they love, that's when actually they'll be able to impact people, you know.
Okay.
So, in light of that brief explanation, in light of that quote, I want to ask you, what makes you come alive?
Skating.
Right.
Definitely. The thought of travelling, I like that a lot, and like as you said, not being able to do what people expect and things, and to be able to see stuff. I guess that's kind of it.
I don't believe you. I don't believe that. I don't believe that that's it. And there's a reason. You said something there that I think can be expanded upon even further. So you said that, you know, skateboarding is something that makes you come alive, and that you like travelling. The irony is that that is your main mode of transportation, you know, where you're living.
True.
But I want to expand on the travelling side of that.
Yeah.
You know, because skateboarding makes sense as I said, like your meditative space. That's cool. But it's like when your mind goes blank, when you think about where you are and where you're going,
Yeah.
that's somewhat physical. You're literally going from wherever you're going to wherever you're going. Yeah, A to B. But asking you to think about that in a more temporal sense, time, you're moving through time, you know. You're not going to be 14 forever.
Yeah, true.
You know? So when your mind is clear, when you're already thinking about where you want life to take you and when you want to go through life, tell me about that.
I want to go through life and actually see stuff. Like, I don't want to live in the same place and go from point A to B. I want to move around and go from point A to B.
Okay, so you want to go from A to B to C to D to E.
I don't want to stop at B. I want to keep on going.
I like that. So when you travel, what would you say you want to do in these places?
I just kind of want to figure out the type of things I want to see and do, because like I've never felt like having a job seems that appealing.
Right.
Nothing seems that fun in it. So I always like the idea of traveling and stuff, but I just kind of want to see what I do like, because I feel like that's probably gonna have something to do with not being in England.
Right. So you wanna find the world and find yourself in it at the same time. Also, I want you to picture what your day, your month, your week would look like in pursuit of that.
Okay.
So obviously, like I said, you know, you're 14 now, not going to be 14 forever.
Yeah.
But by the time you hit those older ages and you're living out this dream, what steps are you currently taking, or what steps do you think you will take to get to that version of yourself?
I want to get really good GCSEs and stuff, because I think that can be quite important, and like A levels, because then not having to worry as much about getting a job and being able to move around and be like flexible with that. So I think that I'm going to try and work hard on that, and I am working hard on that.
That's good. That's good.
Skating, obviously, I do that every day, like for a long time. Like when I do it, it can easily be 11 hours a day.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're definitely getting the time in. No, but that's admirable as well. So you know, it's good that you found something that you love and happens to be meditative. And it's good that you've got that academia about you, that you see the importance of school and how it can play a part in your life. University, does that sound like it's something
Not at all.
Not at all?
No. I want to get A levels, but
Right,
I feel like uni's a long time for nothing that I really want to do when I'm older.
Right.
Because when you go to uni, you've got to have something in mind that you're interested in.
You do indeed.
And I'm not. At the moment,
Still
like,
quite a free spirit.
yeah, I like subjects, obviously, but it's nothing that I really want to do when I'm older.
No, but that makes sense because I think university it's been described as cookie cutter for some,
Yeah.
where it's great if you know exactly what you want to do and you're passionate about it, because then you get to spend 3 to 4 years of your life
Learning
on just an
about it.
undergrad being in that space, and then you know you can go on to do a master's, you can do a PhD, and you could
Yeah.
really become an expert in what it is you're passionate about. But if you're passionate about everything, if you're passionate about nothing that's on the curriculum,
Uni will never do it.
precisely. So it's acceptable to be both. It's acceptable to be neither. So you'll figure out along the way. I've only got a few years on you, but I remember you were a baby, yeah. So there's clearly a lot of growth you've done from then.
Yeah, I don't remember you.
Why'd you have to say it like that? No, but just to give the viewers some context, right? So I've known Stan, I've known his family for many, many, many years. I've known your parents way longer than you have.
Yeah.
Now, it's a strange concept, right? And I love to say it to people who are younger than me for no other reason apart from the fact that I enjoy it. But as you're doing this walkabout now, you're obviously reconnecting with people who, you have no idea who some of them are, but they've literally known and kept up with your story from when you were, well, even smaller. You're kind of outgrowing me, but it's not going to happen anytime soon, so we're going to leave that right there. All right. I've just got one final question.
Yeah.
All right. And it's going to ask you to put hindsight first.
Alright.
So obviously, usually you'll have an experience, you'll learn from an experience, and you'll figure out how you want to do it in the future, or if you made a mistake throughout that, you'll figure out how to avoid it next time. Now we're going to do that first, because I want you to picture that old version of yourself.
Okay.
Stan of the future. Alright? I'm going to say it. Stan the man.
Yeah.
Right? Had to happen once.
Oh,
Right?
I knew that was going to happen.
But I want you to think of that version of yourself, and I want you to ask, what advice or words of encouragement do you think that version of yourself in the future would have for you at present?
Just to kind of remember what I actually enjoy, I think, because I can get quite easily, it's hard to describe, I can quite easily end up doing things that I don't really enjoy, just because I feel like I should enjoy them. But I think and that could easily happen when I'm older, and that's why I'm interested in traveling and skating and stuff.
Right.
So just remember what I enjoy a bit.
I like that. I think it actually links quite nicely back to the idea, like you said, of travelling,
Yeah.
and actually links back quite nicely to the idea of not doing what the world wants you to do, but just finding what makes you come alive. And as I said, usually the premise of this show is to find people who are already on that path. But it's nice to catch you at the very beginning, and
Just do another interview in 10 years.
I mean, why not?
Honestly.
Why not? Because like I said, I'm usually interviewing those versions of people, like I said, the ones who are age mates to me, so 21, 22, and the people who remember what it's like to be 14 and go on that journey of self-discovery. So maybe in a few years' time, bring you back on the show and we can figure out where you've managed to skate yourself off to. Right, but no, honestly, thank you so much for being part of this.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, no, my pleasure. It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah, so obviously I'll catch you guys on next week's episode of Pursuit of Tomorrow. Is there anything you'd like to sign off to the camera with?
Oh, that's pressure now.
I mean, you could just say goodbye, have a nice day.
I mean, bye, have a nice day. Hi to everyone that I know. I don't know.
Yeah, that was so
I didn't
entertaining.
plan that.
No, that's all good. Without very much more to say myself, I'm just going to thank you one more time for being part of
Thanks
this.
for having me.
My pleasure, my pleasure, my pleasure. And yeah, like I said, I'll catch you guys on next week's episode of Pursuit of Tomorrow. But bye for now.